Okay, morning folks. Welcome to the briefing on Friday the 9th of October. So, it's sunny out there. What we have, as you can see from the overnight chart, is the cold front passed us yesterday afternoon, little ridge of high pressure built after it. And then as we move on through the day today, this next cold front is progressing down to be over us at some time this afternoon. Weak feature, will be rain on it, but timing is a little bit of a guess at the moment. So wind direction, you can see that the arrows haven't changed really after this front and before the next one. Wind will be on the ground pretty much westerly, maybe a touch of northwesterly at times during the day. Upper winds, most predictions are sort of giving 20 knots between sort of 280 and 300 degrees, so northwesterly flying heights. On the ground, as I say, about 10 knots west, just slightly north of west at times. You can see from the sat pic, there's the front across Wales and the north of England now, and you can see it progressing down. There's not many intense white blobs on it, so it is, or appears to be, dissipating a little bit, and you can see that on the rainfall radar. That's not to say it might pep itself up as it comes towards us as the day goes on and you start to get a bit more thermal activity and it generates a few more showers within it. But timing is anybody's guess. Sometime after lunch, I think. The Farnborough TAFs are suggesting anywhere between 1 and 4 o'clock. So good morning, deteriorating sometime in the afternoon. Temperature wise, I think at the last couple of briefings it's been about the same sort of temperature, 14 maybe 15 degrees, which is about standard for this time of year in these sort of conditions. Dew points, they're down around 5 at the moment, so quite a good temperature split. Interestingly, the Farnborough TAF is giving few at 4,500 feet. I've looked at sort of soaring info and I cannot actually see where they've got that from. The soundings I've looked at and the actual Lark Hill this morning sort of indicate that the best I think we're going to see here is probably 3,000 feet, maybe a little bit more than that, but not much above Lasham. And then as you could look at the 4 o'clock sounding, you see the lines have come together and it's deteriorated. And then by probably 6, 7 o'clock in the evening when it gets dark, the lines come apart again as the front has disappeared past us. So Top Meteo are suggesting the same sort of thing. That's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock local time, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So going back a little bit before that, they're saying maybe 1,000 meters, 3,000 feet for a little bit today. And then as the front comes in, it starts to deteriorate. Cloud base will be going down. And then the rain getting here. Their prediction is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which ties up with what Farnborough are saying. So cloud amounts. Some cumulus ahead of the front, but you can see that that thickens up, and as the frontal cloud gets here, it'll go down and possibly spread out a lot more. Interesting thing about the Lark Hill sounding this morning, there was quite a strong inversion at about 6,000 feet. The predicted ascents show that disappearing, so little chance of spread out, but I think as we look further towards the front, it will come down and spread out a bit later in early afternoon. As you can imagine, there is no predicted distance. I think it's just a little bit of local soaring, maybe a very short cross country for the experienced people. But looking ahead to tomorrow, and looking at altogether better day as the front has cleared through, and certainly some soaring to be had round our part of the world. 1,000 to 1,200 meters, 3,500 foot cloud base most of the day, and rain and showers in the afternoon picking up. There again going to be hit and miss. And Sunday again looks quite nice. That's late afternoon, but quite soarable. So quite a nice weekend in prospect, but northerly winds, folks. So it's going to be cold, and it's going to be interesting launching out of Lasham. Certainly on Sunday, reasonably fresh northerly. Okay, operationally today, we're airspace wise, there's nothing in the NOTAMs to affect us. Obviously, it's a nice day. You'll see some GA traffic floating around. Number of our busy GA airfields reported that September and early October has been really busy for them in terms of GA light traffic departures and arrivals. So people are making the most of the flying weather before it changes or before we all get locked down. On the airfield, we've got a reasonably busy day with movements. I've even had to write them down. So 10:30, there's supposed to be a King Air coming in. We'll be set up on the runway already by then. 2 o'clock, there's a 727 outbound. And at 2 o'clock, there's a King Air, Navajo, inbound. So let's hope that doesn't conflict. We'll see how that works. Right. We'll see you out there. The launch point vehicle will be out fairly shortly, and we'll crack on and fly.